Spawning up in the top left-hand position as the yellow Protoss player. He represents missing in action. He's down one game, but going to be hopeful to bring it back to level 1-1. It's CheeseKing. And his opponent to the south, the Red Zerg, representing Team Acer, winning the first map, defending a Zealot 4-gate pressure nicely, and then an Immortal Sentry all in comfortably. It's Nerchio. For those of you just joining me now, this is the ESL Euro Series third place decider match. €1,000 are on the line, missing in action, currently one game up. And the way it works is a player from each team battles it out in a best of 3. Whoever wins that wins a point for their team, and it's effectively a best of 5 between the teams. So it's a best of 3 of a best of 5, which is a bit confusing, and it breaks your head a bit, just because it sounds weird, but it's all quite simple, and it's pretty fun. For the moment, CheeseKing opening the same way as he decided to in the first map, with a gateway expand. His gas is the same timing, roughly. Meanwhile, Nerchio, he's also opening the same. That was a 15 spawning ball, and if he continues along the same path that he did in game number 1, it will be a hatchery following that up, and then a third hatch after that before the gas. However, Nerchio did have to contend with that 4-gate Zealot pressure on Frost. It wasn't too fun. It was a little bit dicey at times, and while he did a good job, he may want to try and avoid that sort of thing happening again. So, potentially this map, Nerchio may decide to get down the gas before the third hatchery, just to play things safe. Alternatively, he might sit there and go, do you know what? That was the worst thing that could have happened to me in the first map with that opening. So, I defended him. Guess I'll just do it again. Seems logical. Nerchio, once more, opening with those 4 lings nice and early, rallied them across the map. His Overlord in position just to get some cool little bits of information. Cybercore nearly done. Chrono Boost coming down on the probes currently, so this is all very normal. Still only just the 1 gas. The Nexus should be started up shortly. The next probe should be heading down, and it is rallied across. So everything going to plan. These 4 lings going to be a little bit irritating. Worth noting that the rush distance slightly shorter than on Frost, so these links should be able to make their way over quite comfortably. Mothership Core not yet started in production. Should be on its way pretty quick once there's enough minerals there. For the moment, the gas is on its way through. So there we go. Quick little chrono boost out of that. Overlord is still in position. The first few Zerglings going to just come poking and prodding away at this Nexus. Third hatch is coming down before the gas from Nerchio here. Ooh, one probe going to die and an emergency pylon being built to prevent those Zerglings getting in there. But with the Mothership Core, that's all cool. But yeah, this third hatch. The reason this is incredibly cool is just because it's not here. This is the standard third base location that you will see most Zerg players, or pretty much any player, take on Frost. This is the general 4th, maybe even 5th if they take the back base. Because of this positioning, there's a possibility that CheeseKing will not scout it, and that may deter him from going for the normal plays that he was looking for. Second gateway coming in there, 3rd and 4th, so for the moment this looks like an identical build from CheeseKing, just as we saw in game number 1. That heavy Zealot pressure. And the reason we know it's Zealots is because there's only the 1 Vespian Geyser. And with only 1 gas, you don't have enough to make anything other than a lot of Zealots, really. A Sentry can come out defensively, back at home, as we see 1 is on its way now. For the moment, Nerchio doesn't have an Overlord in a position where he can actually scout down to find this. It's in a really tough spot to actually scout down. So, Spine, once again, coming out for Nerchio at the moment. He doesn't see too much as of yet, so just trying to keep a cool little look on what else Nerchio could be getting down. Just playing it cautiously, getting his 2 gas up now. These are the first 2 gas Nerchio has got at 6 minutes, and gets 2 of them just because that's what's required to kind of catch up. A lot of lings also on their way through currently, just, again, playing things nice and safe, nice and gentle. Getting down a rotor on 2, so perhaps suspecting this could be coming through yet again. He hasn't seen anything to suggest that though, so maybe just playing this on the safe side, expecting more pressure. The first 4 Zealots are making their way up now. They go to check the 3rd, but it's not there, because obviously Nerchio built it, down to the right here. There is a spine crawler going to be in production there shortly. The other spine on its way back, but that may actually reveal where this is. But the 4 zealots going to get surrounded by the zerglings. The queen there too, but that's focusing down on the mothership core. Mass recall goes down, and this time CheeseKing not looking to do as much damage as he did in game number 1. Instead, playing it safer. Robotic facility going to be following this up. 3 additional gas guys is taken, and this is likely to be some kind of a mortal sentry play off the back of it, just as we saw the last game. The difference being, though, is Nerchio is going to be in a bit more of a tough spot this time, or a bit of a better spot actually, because he's taken less damage, he's been forced to make less units. But that may be what CheeseKing is counting upon, is that because there's less units made, he's going to drone heavily and maybe not get himself into such a safe spot. Lair, though, is getting started out from Nerchio. The Immortals coming out just as somewhat suspected from CheeseKing at the moment. Speed and the +1 carapace identical to map number 1 from Nerchio for the time being, and this is all looking fairly fun. Now, what can CheeseKing do here? Realistically, he needs to try and catch Nerchio by surprise. Nerchio hasn't yet seen the robotics facility. The Immortal getting rallied down the back, so if any poking or prodding at the front were to come in, it wouldn't be able to see the Immortal or the Robo. That's really why you're trying to hide it. You're trying to make sure that actually it's going to catch the Zerg player by surprise. +1 is also on its way through. You've got 2 sentries sitting up here. The additional gateways being added on through too. The lair is about to finish up though for Nerchio, and what we'd like to see, or what I'd like to see, is a Hydra Den, because that really shuts it down, and straight away Nerchio is going to queue it up. Suspecting his opponent going to be aggressive. Note though, he can only do that due to having great vision of the map. He's got an overlord here, knows there's no third. Yes, there could be a third here, but it's highly unlikely. And he's actually going to probably check it with a couple of lings at some point soon. But regardless, we're going to be seeing Nerchio pump out a lot of units in preparation for this push coming. The 3rd Immortal is about to pop out, and assuming CheeseKing is going for the same build as map number 1, he'll get out of War Prism straight after. The sentry's getting pulled through, but Nerchio sees it now. He's aware that there's a lot of sentries there, he's seen the Immortals, and therefore should be able to work out this is the same build. As a result, straight away Hydra's getting produced, straight away Ling's getting produced, and we'll probably see these units move forward. And the purpose of moving them forward by Nerchio now is to bait force fields out early, reduce the sentry energy. If the push gets to your 3rd base, it's gonna be a hell of a lot harder to try and defend it. Out in the open here, so many more force fields are needed. Nerchio coming from literally all angles is going to be getting to surround. The Immortals get prioritized, and once they go down, this push loses so much of its momentum. The force fields continuing on, blocking out all this army, allowing, hopefully for CheeseKing, the retreat to take place. But the Speedlings chasing down so much of this army, they're going to try and wrap around, trying to delay this push. CheeseKing backing away as fast as possible. The Zerglings now isolated from the roaches, but able to retreat through that second path off to the left there. But more warpins may not save the day. Nerchio is up in supply now, 143 to 93. He's pumping out nothing but units. He smells blood. In come those Zerglings, the roaches in front of the force fields. The Hydralisks now burning through sentries. While they have force fields, don't deal that much damage, and that is preventing them from being able to take down this many roaches. A few warpins coming through, but so much Zerg here for Nerchio at the moment. Looking mighty ahead in that supply count, over double now, and that is always a bad spot. GG, well played, good luck. Nerchio takes the game, takes this series, and levels out the teams to be 1 point each.